You Americans, Jericho Green here with you once again. And I'm not sure if you heard about it, but there's this little situation in Houston, Texas, where this public library has trannies read to children during story time. Little, preschool age kids, at the oldest. And they come in, little drag queens, the hair and makeup and dresses and all that stuff, and they read books to the children. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, well, this can't get any stranger or weirder, yeah, it can. It turns out that one of these dudes that are reading to the kids was a convicted child molester, pervert. He molested an 8-year-old boy. He served his time in his probation, and now it is now legal for him to be around kids. Now, how the fuck that is, I have no idea. If you molest a child, not only should you forfeit your life, you most certainly forfeit your right to be around children. What kind of crazy shit is that? Oh, you served your debt to society so you can be around kids again. No! You think the day that fool got out of prison, the boy he molested was like, he woke up like, no, I'm good now. I'm fine. No more emotional and possibly physical scars. I'm good. No, it didn't work that way. That little boy's still fucked up. Well, now he's about, 16 or 17? He'll be fucked up for the rest of his life. So why does this fool get to get off scot-free, basically, and be around kids again legally? That doesn't even make sense. It sounds even stupider when you say it out loud. But apparently he gave them a different name. They didn't do a background check, so he was able to read to those kids 3 times. And I saw footage of this story time, and I think some name for it, but anyway, it's like drag queen story time, some sick shit. And there's video of one of them on all fours, like humping the air, basically. Like a little dog's humping you or humping something, and you pick him up and he's still humping the air. That's what this fucking weirdo was doing. Dressed like Twisted Sister. And you can see the little kids mimicking it. Some of the little kids were mimicking the gyrations. It was fucking gross. Not only is it just mind-blowing that a public library, would be doing this, who's coming to this? Who's bringing their kids to this? Who the fuck is sitting their kids down in front of these drag queens to read to them? You couldn't find any people who weren't cross-dressers to read to these fucking kids? And I used to take my daughter to story time. There was never, it was just normal people that worked at the library who read to the kids and sang songs and shit. Is that not good enough anymore? And no, drag queens and trannies are not normal. Now, I'm not saying you should be ostracized or beaten or harassed in any way because of that. But don't you sit there with a straight face and tell me that being a drag queen or a transgender is normal. It is not. If you were at the beach and you picked up a handful of sand, the sand in your hand is drag queens and transgender. The rest of the beach, as far as the eye can see, is everybody else. It's a minute, minuscule portion of the population, not to be taken seriously. But they act like we're missing out on this group of people that we should be welcoming into society. Like there's just all these people and we're just ignoring them. No, we're not. There are very few transgender people. This is not a weekend in Vegas. This is not a fucking bachelorette party. Drag queens do not need to be reading to the fucking children. Take that shit off, dress in normal clothes, and read all you want. As long as you're not a fucking convicted pervert. Now, this poor little boy that this happened to, I don't know if he comes from a broken home, a single-parent home. Because, people that do that to kids, they are predators. Like the lions on the Serengeti, they pick out the weak. So this little boy was targeted for some reason. But I'm wondering why there are not more dead perverts. Every once in a while you hear a story about it. There's a guy, I think it was in Texas, he caught some fool molesting his kid. He beat that motherfucker to death. Great, yeah, okay, let's hear more of that. That's the only punishment that is good enough. I said in my last video, or not the last one, video before last, about that whole Michael Jackson documentary. Like, if you do that to children, you're dead. You forfeited your right to live. You get no more oxygen. You're finished. You need to be extinguished. Another story, this guy, it was back in the 80s. His son was molested by his karate teacher. He gets word that the guy is coming back from they caught him, he's back, he's landing at the airport. The father's waiting there behind, in between the phone booths. Phone booths, kids, for all you youngsters, there used to be phones spread throughout the United States where you could stop and put money in there and call people. Before cell phones, long time ago. Anyway, the father's standing in between these two phone booths, or pay phones. As soon as he walks by, he steps out, gun to the back of his head, boom, he's done. That's what you get. Now, I don't know. Thank God I've never been in that situation. I pray that I never do, or I never am. Maybe when you're staring down the barrel of this situation, your thoughts are different. You know, like most things in life, it's different when you're in it. But at this moment in time, I gotta kill you. My whole life, I've always been about getting even. I can't be done wrong and then just accept it and move on. I can't. It's not inside. I can't rest until the scales are even. I've always been like that. Not only that, but I have to show my child that I love you and you are worth punishing this monster. This less than human. I have to take care of them to show you that I love you. Now, right now, having never been in the legal system, having never been in the drunk tank, no shit like that. I've been in the back of a cop car a couple times, but that's only because they were searching my vehicle because I got pulled over. But I have no criminal history. So to me, prison is the worst place on earth. It is a nightmare. It is the most horrific place I could possibly think of. And I never want to go there. But if I had to do that, I would have no problem going whatsoever. None. Because I had to make it right. I had to do my best to make it right. So why there are not more dead perverts, I don't know. But that's what they deserve. But this piece of shit gave them an alias so he could be in there. Imagine what's going through this dude's mind, looking at these children, being near these children. That's disgusting. But to the library's credit, they were like, hey, we messed up, we dropped the ball, it won't happen again. But why is that even a thing? That's such a twisted, perverted view of the world. That's telling those children that this is normal. This is normal that a man puts on makeup and dresses like a woman and changes his name to Miss fucking whatever drag queens name themselves. You're telling kids that that's normal. It's not normal. You should accept them as a person. If you happen to know somebody who's into that as a person, maybe they're great, fine. But you're not going to sit there and tell me there's nothing weird about you dressing up like a fucking woman. That is some weird shit. What's wrong with saying that? Since when did the truth become taboo? That's some weird shit. You're 6'2", 220 pounds with a fucking Adam's apple out to here. But you look like Mrs. Doubtfire. That shit is weird. And to send those mixed, confusing messages to children, it's fucking wrong. And speaking of children, they are the proof that things are hardwired into our DNA before we even come out. Before that doctor slaps you on your ass to make you cry, you are who you are. We took our kids to a friend's birthday party. Our friend's son is a Nerf aficionado. If it's Nerf, he has it. So when all the boys showed up, boom, like a magnet, like magnet to a piece of metal. Boom, boys, Nerf guns. Girls, they're up there talking, okay, I'm the mommy, you're the daughter, you're the baby. That's just how it was. Next thing you know, the boys got the girls surrounded, shooting them with Nerf guns. My daughter, one time she was 3, we're out in public somewhere, saw this guy had a pink dress shirt on. She said, Daddy, why is that guy wearing pink? I told her, some guys like pink, I personally wouldn't go past salmon, but some guys wear pink. But even she knew as a little child, pink is for girls. And nobody sits down with a fucking how to be a boy book or how to be a girl book, tells their kid, you're a girl, you like pink and dolls. You're a boy, you like sticks and rocks and guns. That's just how they are. Boys turn everything into a fucking weapon. You know how many times a day I tell my son, put that down, it's not a weapon. It's hardwired, that's who we are. And to tell these children, no, this is totally normal for a man to dress up like a woman. What the fuck are you doing? Why is that necessary? The world will teach them about stuff like that. Leave it to their parents to teach them about stuff like that. I thought a library was a place to read books and use a computer and shit. When did it become an indoctrination facility to teach kids about acceptance? Your parents teach you about acceptance. If you're not kind to somebody or you're mean to somebody, your parents will get on you and be like, don't be mean to people. You don't treat people like that. There are a lot of things that parents are responsible for, and guess what? Come in close, you dummies. We can handle it. Parents have broad shoulders. That's why there's 2 of us. Or there should be. We can handle it. All the intricacies of life and how to be kind to people, how to treat people, how to interact with people, what's normal, what's not normal. We got this, okay? Just give me my library card. Let me come in here and check out books. I'll be all right. We got the rest. What the fuck? Anyway, people, I'm at the tail end of my rat race. I'm finished. I've done all I can for the day. I'm about to go home to my beautiful wife and family. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I drop a gem. Follow your boy on the Twitters at @green_Jericho. Utilize the PayPal link in the description box. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.